Hi there, and welcome to the next video in our series specifically for small to medium-sized automotive and motorsport companies with practical ideas of how to improve sales either by being better at selling or being more productive to save time on repetitive sales tasks. In this one, we're looking at one of my favorite hacks, which in the CRM we use is called sequences, and it's basically sales campaigns. So most salespeople have to remember to do a lot of different things. You've got to remember when you might want to send somebody a chase email, when you need to send them information, when you need to follow up, when you should give them a call. All of that gets complex, and even setting reminders in your Outlook or Google Calendar takes time. So I'm going to show you here on the screen. We can see an email that I've received from somebody. So what I'm about to show you works if you're going to send a brand new sequence of messages, or if you're going to reply to somebody and send them a sequence of messages. We're going to get the email as normal. We're going to reply as normal. And then we're basically going to open up the CRM dialog box, which sits, we're looking at Gmail because that's what we use, but sits exactly the same inside Outlook as well. And it gives you a few options. Templates we've already looked at in a previous video. For this one, we're looking at sequences. So we can see here the most recent sequences that I've sent. We can also go to all of the sequences that I've previously set up in the CRM. So in this instance, let's go for one that we call passive buyer. So that's somebody that's our ideal customer that we want to get in front of. We're going to hit select. And again, this is all happening live in our inbox. We've not had to go to any special system, or we've not even had to go in the CRM. The sequence window opens up. Now down the left, you can see that this sales campaign, how we like to call them, is multiple steps. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. And each one of those is spaced out by a certain amount of time. So email 1, we can choose what day and time we want to send that very first email. And then automatically, if I haven't got a reply, automatically the CRM is going to send out the next email 1 week later. And you can see the style and the content of the email is different to the first one. We're going to mix it up. We're not just going to say the same thing over and over. We're going to keep in touch with people in a different way so we stay front of mind. So we keep offering them content that is helpful, that shows that we're the leaders in our space, and we're going to give people reasons to buy. If we haven't had a reply from that email, then automatically the CRM is going to send the next step a week later. In this case, it's a much shorter, different style of email. Did you get type of email that typically works very well. People are busy. You can't expect to get a reply to every email. So you need to give them a chance to read what you're sending. If you go straight in with a sales pitch, that's really easy to delete. But if you use these sort of functions where you're not going to have to remember to follow up, it's going to happen automatically, then you can take a bit more time to get to know somebody or to let them get to know you. So moving on, step 4, I've set up as a task. So automatically the CRM is going to remind me 3 days after the previous email, if I hadn't had a response, it's going to remind me to give them a call. And typically when we see that sort of task, we're also going to have a look on social media. Is there anything that we can comment on social media about this person? Have they posted any content? Could we engage with it? Are there different ways to keep in touch with them? And then still, if we haven't had a response at the moment, the step 5 is another email a week later, another style of email, mixing up what we're offering. And we're starting at this point to then get into the sales pitch. We want to start to bring this sales conversation to a close, and either we want to be getting some interest or we want to close it off so we know we can move on to somebody else. Next step, 3 days after that email will be another task. Again, we'll give somebody a phone call, we'll check social media, we'll check the internet, different ways to keep in touch with them. And then in this sequence, I've set up this to be the final step. So email 5, this we call a breakup email, which actually works really well to get a response. People might have seen the other steps, they might have seen the other emails, they just haven't had time to respond. By giving an email that is helping us or them draw a line under the conversation, really does do a good job at getting a response. So you can see these different steps. There's actually activity over 1, 2, 3, 4, say 5 weeks. 5 weeks of activity. And all we're going to have to remember to do is customize each step. So we would open the sequence window, and you can see this is a typical template, and there's sections in here that we're going to customize. So, for example, I would always want to include context. So it might be a trigger event, something in the news, or a reason. So it could be, "Hi Charlotte, congratulations on the latest project. You landed with a vehicle manufacturer. Great to see you getting coverage in autosport.com. I suppose the next step is looking at how you grow your sales team." On the topic of growing your sales team, so you can see by templating the common information, it gives us more time to really think what is going to resonate with the person I'm emailing. In this fictional example, we've said congratulations. We've then said great to see you getting coverage. Show that we've done some research. If we can't be asked to research who we're prospecting, why should we expect them to be bothered to read what we're sending or even to reply? So let's take some time. Let's stand out from the crowd, differentiate ourselves. I'm then writing a segue into what I want to explain about. So I'm saying, I suppose the next step is looking at how you can grow your sales team. So this is just getting them thinking about a topic that they might be interested in. And then the segue is on the topic of growing your sales team, we're then into the piece of content that I want to share. So quite quickly, I've been able to customize the first email. I can then come down to the second email. If I wanted, I could customize that, or I can leave it as it is. The third email, again, I can customize this step if I want to. Any tasks, they're an internal task. So the CRM is going to send us an email and also put that in our task area in the CRM. But basically, we're going to get an email telling us to do the task. So really, the information and the content can be anything. We might want a reminder about why we approached this person in the first place. If at any stage we get a reply, then the CRM's automatically going to stop the sequence. And then we're into the sales conversation. So they're not going to get bombarded if they've already replied. It's going to stop automatically. Again, we're into one of the final steps now. So we can spend some time customizing this email if we wanted to. We're then going to get a task to remind us to give them a call. And then there's the breakup email. So at this stage, we've got a multiple step sales campaign that's going to be across email, phone, and social media. It's going to go on for roughly 1.5 months. We could actually make that time anything we wanted. It really depends on the sales cycle. I'm going to hit start sequence, and that's it. I have crafted every step. It is a personal one-to-one email, but I've done it all up front, and I'm not having to waste time remembering to follow up with somebody. It's as simple as that. What I'd also like to show you is then the backup of the CRM. So inside the CRM, we can see then some stats. on how well are our sales campaigns performing. So for example, this is a brand new sales campaign for us, so no information in there, but we can basically see everybody that's enrolled in that sales campaign. We can see what company they're at and even what stage they're at. Are they at the first email, the second email, the third, the fourth, the fifth? And the purpose of all of this is to have a continuous improvement approach to sales. We have it in manufacturing, why not have it in sales as well? So that's it for this video. We're really looking at how to email prospects without even being at work. You can schedule these in the future. You can take your time to craft every single step so you're still sending a personal one-to-one email. It's not computer generated automation. It's you crafting messages that are going to resonate with your target audience and then using the right tools to automate the process so you can go off and do other stuff. You can be ultra productive. Thanks for watching, and check back again soon for the next episode in the series.